Hello everyone, Dana 14th Prime here. I want to do a video share out today with you guys on the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Leader Class Ultra Magnus. If you're interested in picking this figure up, check the links in the description below. All your Transformers shopping needs are out on my Amazon page. And any shopping you do through those links supports the channel at no cost to you and is very much appreciated. Let's take a closer look at Ultra Magnus. Ultra Magnus retails for about 50 bucks. I suggest trying to pick him up for less. Again, check my Amazon page. You can check back often, price shop, buy him when you see him at a good price. He does look very good. He's G1 inspired design, but with this Cybertronian twist that they have for this line, you can see nice paint applications of this silver sort of smear wear effect. It looks better in some places than other. Me personally, I could have done without it, but it's a nice attempt. But overall, a nice bulky looking Ultra Magnus. If we jump in and take a closer look at the head sculpt, it looks pretty good. Nice silver face, blue eyes, nice blue molded helmet, and some silver accenting antennae. With a profile view here, you can see those antennae are painted pretty much all the way down into the base. They do look good. There is just tons and tons of molded detail into this figure. But I do find the appearance of the figures from Siege War for Cybertron is very, very good. I think the use of colors, the build of the figure has some heft, the joints are great, and they look very good. And around back of the figure here, some of the typical backpack and kibble, but not too bad, doesn't protrude too far. Folds in and blends pretty well. The downside with this line overall seems to be the scale of the figures. They have made them smaller. Here he is compared to two Voyager class figures from Power of the Primes. You can see he's not much bigger than them. And furthermore, across the line, I'm finding the prices are $3 to $5 more expensive at each class. So we're getting less figure for more money. Here he is with the Deluxe class from Combiner Wars and a Leader class from Titan's Return. And here compared to the Leader class Optimus Prime from Power of the Primes. And finally, why not compared to Planet X Ismenios, because it's on my desk. Be sure to go check that video out. So though as Leader class he's not as tall as prior lines, he is still a nice chunky looking Ultra Magnus. As well as all the great molding and some paint effect details, articulation seems to be another good area on this figure. His head will look just slightly down, and of course turn side to side or spin around. His arms raise up there at the shoulder. They can also spin all the way around. Can bend his elbow 90 degrees, and his hand will spin. He does have waist swivel. His hips will go out all the way. They do swivel up there at the thigh, and he has some knee articulation, but it's limited by the bulkiness. And the other extra cool thing in addition to the waist swivel is that they have a little bit of ankle pivot. In terms of accessories, Ultra Magnus comes with this nice silver painted gun. And he also comes with these two black guns, which can also attach to the legs, as well as provide some accents in truck mode. The barrels are painted silver inside. And there's always many ways you can use the accessories on your figure. But of course, he'll hold the gun, and the black guns can go on the side of the thighs, or the sides of the arms. Or you can peg all the guns together like this, amongst several other options. Now this Ultra Magnus figure does have the armor up feature similar to the original G1 toy. So he is sort of a parts former, in that all of the blue armor basically just comes right off. Just pulling all the pieces off and unwrapping this and give it a pull from the back. And after you take all that off, you can recreate the scene from the G1 movie. No, Rekar, we're not quite ready for you to put him together yet. Still going here. I'll call you. With the inner white robot then, we just want to flip out his heels on the bottom, pull down and twist the waist section, come to the shoulders, and unpeg those flaps. Just lets you then pull down the front of the truck and flip out his head, and then just push that right back. You can then lock back the arms, peg them back in, and we want to get this kibble off his butt. Pushing that out lets this slide up, and then just push that right back in place. And there we go. And as you can see, this inner robot is about Voyager size from what we would have been used to from the prior lines. If we jump in closer, you can check out a pretty cool head sculpt there, very Prime-esque with the light blue mask and forehead. And then as you come down into the figure, just very cool kind of Cybertronian molding look and design to this line. Pretty sharp with that blue all the way down. You see those same paint effects that we saw on the armored up figure there on the thighs. Another profile of the white bot. He's got these little white smokestacks there, barely visible. The kibble kind of moves up into the back of the shoulders. Some wheels there on the side of the thighs or shins, pretty typical. Then here around back, what's going to be the front of the truck, hanging off his shoulders. In terms of articulation, the inner bot is what drives a lot of the articulation of the armored bot that we saw. But of course, he's got his own separate head, and it does move and look down about as good as the other one we just saw. Shoulders, waist, thighs, all the same. Knee will be a little bit better without that big armor kibble. And then with his own little white feet here, they too gave us an ankle rocker. And then of course the heel, which came out for balance for transformation. Okay, so now let's transform him into the cab, into this alt mode. Let's go ahead and flip the heels back up. Let's come around the back here, unpeg the shoulders again, and pull down the chest so we can stow away the head. Flip that back in. Push that back. Again, we want to get the section here down. Slide forward the waist. Get on pegs so we can then slide this down. And if we put that back and then give it a twist, we get all that together. And then we actually want to push the cab all the way forward again. Guess we probably didn't need to fold it back in there. Just a habit. We take the arms and we're just going to kind of get them 90 degreed. And there's a peg back here on the shoulder. So let's just push them back in like that. Turn the hands down. Take the legs up. There's a very small peg up here on the hip. The main one is down here on the ankle. And then these will just go flat. So this is basically our truck mode. So if we take a look at our cab, it's just okay. Big arms hanging off the back. Legs obviously just folded up. But nice black wheels, silver rims painted on there. All the nice molding shows through. Again, it's Cybertronian, so they have a lot of latitude. Front of the figure here, all that cool blue through the windshield and the grille comes through really nice. Some yellow accent paints up top there for the lights. The big grille on the lower half of the cab, which is where also a lot of the silver accent painting and wear has been applied, and a nice sharp Autobot logo in the middle. Then here, as you can see from the back, just kind of like the legs and arms poking it back at you. Not the best part of the cab, but the good news is a lot of that hides away. Okay, now let's come back to our pile of parts and sort through these. Okay, let's start off with our shoulder pieces. Let's take off the rockets and just set those aside. You can flip down these gray panels, pull them forward. You'll see a peg surface, and there's a latch right there. So you put the gray pieces together, basically. Next, let's come to his head section and flip out this red panel like so, and flip this one down as well. We probably left our forearm sections looking like this, so let's just close them back up. Pretty simple. Now if we come back to our long shoulder piece that we unfolded, the arms here are just going to peg in. And oriented like this. So those just store away there. Be sure to get them nice and pegged all the way in. Next up, let's take our leg sections and unfold them. On pegs back there, open it up, unfold a panel, and unfold another panel. Then you can lay it back down together. Do the same thing on this one, and unpeg it from around back, fold it out, and fold again, and then you can go ahead and set it right back together. Now with your two side panels in your roof, you just want to slide these together. There's a peg there that goes into the side here and sort of slots in back here on one side. And same thing on the other side, it'll just fold over, pegging in the corner. So lock that together. Then just working your way up the trailer, there are some pegs here. There is a peg here. You want to make sure it goes above into the red there. Again, same thing on this side. Probably best to start with that peg to make sure it goes above into the red. This is then a securing peg, and we'll leave it open like this for now. Then up next with our shoulder pieces, and you have some options on how you can do this, but I find this to be easiest if you just peg these in here, back here. I find this easier than putting this piece on the truck first. And then next, the truck has a hitch that goes into the gray piece. Again, you could have put those on first and put the whole thing back, but I find this a bit easier. Slide that into the hitch. You may find you have a hard time getting the top of the trailer to be nice and flat. It might poke up, it might crease here at this seam. What you want to do is just pull the truck out a bit. Make sure you're getting this pegged up in here to the white, and then pushing back on the truck as the last piece. Make sure these are pegged all the way up, and it might help to kind of give the arms a bit of a tug down so the hands don't create pressure there. But then you can get it nice and flat. And we just close up the side panels, this gray peg being a big one to get down here, if I can see it, and then right here as well. Same thing on this side, gray peg down low and a little blue peg into the red right there. And then you can put the accessories on as well. I'll show you this per the instructions. As always, many options that you can do. We'll put a gun and a rocket on there. Same thing on the other side. We'll put a gun here. I do actually like the look the guns provide. I didn't think I would like that, but it's growing on me. Cybertronian rocket back there. And you can also do gun right up there if you like. So here we have the big Ultra Magnus car carrier, Cybertronian mode. Again, G1 inspired, but certainly its own thing. Because it's Cybertronian, they can make it look like whatever they want. You can check it out from this angle here. Not quite getting all the contact on the wheels. And definitely very Ultra Magnus in the back. Top of the figure there for you as well. And the bottom. And if you're keeping score versus Power of the Primes, Leader Class Optimus Prime, the vehicles actually scale together pretty well. Here's a topside view, and as you can see, the trailer of Ultra Magnus is probably slightly longer, but because it hitches back so much deeper, it ends up just a smidge shy of Optimus Prime's length. Okay, Redgar, you can come back now. Let's put them back together. So there you have it, guys. Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Leader Class Ultra Magnus. $50 MSRP. I suggest trying to buy it for less. Check my Amazon page, link in the description below. It's organized so it's easy for you to check in, check back prices often, and buy when you see a good deal. As always, if anything on the channel is ever helpful to you, any shopping you do through those links supports the channel at no cost to you and is very much appreciated. But price aside, and the irritation with the change in scale being smaller, this is a cool figure. It's a hefty, chunky Ultra Magnus. The articulation's pretty good. All the joints are nice and tight. I just think the colors and the molding and the paint applications are all very well done. But personally, I could have done without the wear effect. My son thinks this figure's really cool, and I think you will too. Alright guys, thanks for checking in. See you next time.